All new at 6 tonight, it's a staggering number. 55,000 Western New Yorkers have now been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia.
What many may not realize is that the disease can be very lonely.
I'm the same old person, and I wish that people, all my friends, could come up and just talk to me just like they did before, and play a little joke around.
Do you feel as though they're afraid? Video is going viral. A wife and her husband with Alzheimer's are seen pleading with his friends to come and visit. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Rachel Alzifan spoke to advocates and a man living with the disease about the importance of friendship.
Yeah, I know they're afraid of me.
Tears and frustration from a man diagnosed with Alzheimer's. All he wants is to see his friends.
They don't have to stay for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Between patients and caregivers, Alzheimer's and dementia affects 220,000 Western New Yorkers.
Be there for them.
David Gonleg has early stage dementia. Gonleg says he's lucky to have a strong support system of family, friends, and coworkers, but knows others who don't. And there are those few who talk down to him.
They would talk to Donna and almost like I wasn't there.
He wants to break the stigma.
That makes each day more important, so it's just a matter of living your life as you would live it anyway.
Gonleg's wife says friendship is important to the entire family.
When he doesn't know me, I don't know how that's going to be, and I'm going to need somebody to talk to. Yeah. I'm going to need somebody to lean on.
It's important to stay active. It's important to do as much of the activities that you enjoy and the things that you previously did.
You always feel as it progresses, are they going to be able to handle it? And that's one of the reasons I thought it was important at this stage to let as many people know as you can. You keep the memories of the good things that are happening and build those up now so that they'll be there when the time comes that they're not there anymore.
And for those hiding behind fear, this man's wife has a powerful message.
I think one of the biggest things we want them to know is the fact that we're not comfortable with it either, but we live it every day.
In Williamsville, Rachel Alzifan, 7 Eyewitness News.